placebo effect, the miracle drug. You know, if you're unaware, basically the placebo effect is based off of a test that they ran where they proved that psychologically, when giving two groups of people, one an actual pill with something in it, okay, to have some effect on these people's bodies, and the other one just a sugar pill, okay, to have that equal effect, the people that got the sugar pill actually got better. They didn't have medicine. They didn't do anything, okay? The whole point of the placebo drug trial was to see if psychologically people could heal themselves. And the crazy part is they did. That's a miracle, right? It's a miracle knowing the fact that you could literally just tell yourself with positivity and thoughts, I'm going to beat this, and you physically do. The crazier part is that, you know, in the Bible, it talks about having little faith. By these people having faith in something physical they could see, their body had a physical transformation, in the recovery or the enhancement or the fill in the blank. And their mind is literally what put their body physically into a different gear of motion. That to me is amazing. That to me is absolutely amazing. Okay. I think the military is probably the number one job group. You could call it a movement too, you know, even after you're out, community, etc., where they really do emphasize without talking about the placebo effect directly, but indirectly they are, how the mind actually pushes you further than the body ever necessarily really will. It's a crazy thing to think about that you could have 10 Navy SEALs. One of them looks like he works at Best Buy. The other one looks like he is unemployed. The other one looks very strong and very athletic. The other guy, you could just go down the line, looks more on the average side, maybe more like that Best Buy guy side, maybe tall and lanky. Another guy is short and fat. All these people, Navy SEALs. Now, everybody has stereotypically that whole body type, like, okay, he's got like the big barrel chest and wide shoulders, you know, and he's got like the scarf around his neck. By the way, that scarf around the neck thing drives me a little crazy. I'm an Army vet. Here's a reason why. The only reason people ever had scarves around their necks, okay, was because A, it hid their face, depending on what quick needed type of operation they were running or something like that, if there was surveillance. But the bigger part is actually because when you're shooting hot brass, when you're in a gunfight and you're shooting, you don't want a round to actually go down the neck part of your shirt, right? And it just falls off. So moving on. But yeah, placebo effect. So I think it's absolutely crazy knowing the fact, you know, I had a discussion with somebody the other day, and I actually had two discussions with two different people the other day about similar topics without even mentioning the word placebo. And I was talking to this one girl, and she was telling me, I was telling her, I was like, you know what? You should actually positively reinforce your actions by thinking about it mentally. And she said, oh, you mean like positive thoughts? I said, no. I feel like positive thoughts are a lot of wishy-washy stuff where you feel like the world is going to make things better. What I'm saying is having internal, like having the predestined, predetermined fact that you will improve this situation, and here's how you're going to do it. You're physically working on how to do it mentally, and by mentally putting those actions, even through a mental process, your body, your world, your environment starts to create that. That is the truth. And I was explaining that to her, and she was like, oh, it sounds more like positive thinking. Then I had the exact conversation with somebody else, and he was telling me there was a point in his life where he decided at that moment he was making a change. Now, when everybody hears something, it's a change, everyone, again, always refers to it as something physical. He did make a physical change, but he made it mentally. The mental flip of that switch in his head was the second that his body and his world started to make a physical transformation. Okay? He decided that he was going to get better friends. He was going to stop drinking alcohol. He was going to stop smoking cigarettes. and he was going to start working out more, and he was going to join the military, and that he was going, again, military, right? And then he already had decided in that moment after the military, he was going to work for this one specific company that he has always liked and thought that he knew people that had worked there throughout the years. And then in that instant, he broke up with his girlfriend. He did all sorts of stuff. You could say, oh, yeah, she was part of the problem. You surround yourself with anybody that is not according to that lifestyle that you think, more than likely, they're not going to help you get there. So you either want two kinds of people in your life if you have to have them, okay? Either nobody or somebody that can help. Anybody else? All right, they're neutral, they're disconnected, they're distant friends you grew apart from. It's more complicated if you marry a person and their personality type changes. That's a whole other thing, not even getting into that, right? But bring it around full swing, placebo effect. I think it is beautiful, amazing, and a proven fact that your body, your world, your whole environment, your everything can have a physical transformation just through thought. Now think about that and take something, anything, multiple things that you want to physically change, yourself, your results, everything else, and make that change mentally. And I'm telling you right now, proven fact, it will happen. It will happen physically around your world, around your environment, with your body, with your everything. You tell your body you're going to get up at 6:15 in the morning. You can use an alarm, that's fine. But your body has an internal clock, which is weird too. It'll get up at 6:15. So I'm telling you right now, 5:52 in the morning, you'll have a beautiful day. Make something big happen and start mentally doing it. I'm Benja Welldone. Check me out. Peace.